Awesome. There we go. Welcome to the Music Business Education Series. My name is
Yeah.
Thoko, and I will be your host for today. I'm also working with my colleague who will be keeping the conversation going on social media platforms. So,
All right.
just for background purposes, the
Mm,
Music Business Education Series is
mm,
an initiative by Vwaza Multimedia that is intended to help artists in Malawi and the African
mm,
continent at large learn and
mm.
understand music as a business so that
Yeah.
artists can move from practicing music as a hobby and have it turn into something that generates revenue for them.
Mm,
So, under this initiative, we interview
mm,
artists and other music entrepreneurs and practitioners to come and share their knowledge and experience so that other people can learn from it and hopefully improve the music journeys as well. So,
mm,
today, we are honored to be hosting you, Malinga. I
mm,
know other people know you as Malinga Mafia. You have numerous awards to your name from platforms like Nyasa Music Awards, the UMP Awards as well. We
mm,
also know you from having worked with huge brands, the likes of Kwamba, Fredo Kiss, Sanji, Hyphen. You also recently did a song with Zeze, which is super dope. Like your catalog is very, very big and it's very, very diverse. And
mm, mm,
that's really why, as Vwaza, we wanted to have that conversation with you. We thought you would be a perfect candidate to talk about collaboration and also digital marketing because we feel that your career really showcases that a lot. So,
mm.
yeah. Um, Now, before we get started, and this goes to the audience, I want to remind you that if you have any questions for Malinga, you can write them in the comment section, or you can hold on to them until we give you the floor to ask him personally, because we will have a segment for you to ask your questions. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, yeah. I can hear you. Well, you were gone for a bit.
Yeah.
Mm. But we can hear you now.
Asking the questions and stuff, but I do want to get into the conversation. I know I've spoken a lot, but Malinga, I want to officially welcome you to today's program and to give you the floor to tell us a bit about
Mm,
who you are and also how
mm.
you got into music.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Um, yeah, as you've already introduced me, I go by the stage name Malinga, but my best name is Chikumbutso Malinga Chitsundebanda. Yeah,
Mhm.
so I don't know when you say I should express more about, should I just focus on music only or just everything in general?
I mean, you can focus on whatever you want to focus on. I tried not to get into the personal stuff because
Uh,
like it can get a bit, funny with some people. But if that's something to go with,
uh,
then you
yeah.
take yeah.
All right, sure. Yeah, so full time I'm a recording dance artist and yeah, full time reggae dance artist and entertainer. And also part time, I'm also I do. operate in the IT sector. That's the other thing I do for a living apart from just making music. So generally, I think I would say that's the biggest highlight when I talk about my profile. Yeah.
Okay,
Mm.
so you said something interesting about doing music full time. That's
Yeah.
something that a lot of people want to do, but they're not
Mm-hmm.
able to do because they feel like,
Mm.
the music as a career isn't something that earns you
Mm.
money, especially
Yeah.
when you're
Yeah.
in Malawi. So how
Mm.
did you move from that? Like starting
Mm.
from when you got into the music industry to now, where you
Mm.
can call yourself a full-time
Mm.
artist?
Yeah. Um, okay. So I think recalling to how I started all this, I would say it started as a passion. To be honest with you, when I started music, I didn't know it's a business. I was just doing it for fun. But yeah, so right now I do it full time, and when I say doing it full time, because right now at least I've studied a bit of how the business works and everything. So it's like now I managed to branch out from just talent and creating music and monetizing this stuff. So yeah, and I can 100% gladly say, even here in Malawi, you can earn a living through music, and music has uh, it has so many channels where you can earn some revenue from. Yeah,
Mm,
we
okay.
just know about shows, stage performances, so you can get bookings at shows. You can also earn money from streams. You can also earn money from royalties when your music is being played from on the radio, on the TVs, like the famous Kosoma, how it's done. You can also get money from the brand itself. You can be, for example, me, I'm the brand ambassador for Silver Strikers. You can also make money from being an influencer because as an artist, chances are you have a huge following. So you can also monetize that. So there are literally so many ways to earn money through music. Yeah, I would say.
Mm.
Mm,
I feel like I understand
mm,
what you're saying, and I'm trying to
mm,
play devil's advocate here.
mm,
Um, like this is something that has been said many,
mm,
many times. Stuff you've said about royalties, being an
mm,
influencer, being a brand
mm,
ambassador, all that stuff. But I
mm,
want to know the
mm,
real truth about making money as an artist, like
mm,
the stuff that people don't talk about, right? Like
mm,
there's
mm,
artists right now
mm.
who they've been doing music for maybe even 10 years and they've
Yeah.
never got a brand ambassadorship deal.
Mm,
They've
mm,
been
mm,
making music for 20 years and they don't
mm,
make that much money from Kosoma. So
mm, mm.
is it something that you as an artist had to do to get
Mm.
yourself to a position where you could actually generate revenue from your brand and from your
Mm.
music?
Okay. At first, I would say it starts with the talent. Yeah, because music is a business where you're just selling your talent. But it starts with the talent. If you can compose, record, you're good to go. So now, talent, the funny thing is, talent is not the biggest. It's not the biggest part of it when it comes to revenue because people pay for the brand in general. People are more into, for example, if you look at all the as an artist, you need to be in a position whereby not only are you making music, you need to have a product. You need to create an image people can pay money for. When it comes to, for example, the example you mentioned about being brand ambassador. Brand ambassadors, people don't get brand ambassadorships because they're very good singers. They get brand ambassadorships because they have huge following. They're famous. So you need to channel, you need to, when you're making the music, you also need, not only should you focus on creating the music alone, you should also focus on the brand because if National Bank comes to say you should need to be the brand ambassador, they are looking at the numbers you can pull as an artist, not how good you can sing. So I think that's the thin line where most people miss out to say you can't just be talented. You need to be a brand. You need to create an image. So companies, they want the image, not how sweet your voice sounds when you sing. That's how I would put it.
That's an interesting point about
Mm,
building a brand and also building an image. I want you to kind
mm,
of explain
mm,
that a little bit.
mm,
just give us a picture of what that looks like. What does it mean to build a brand or to build an image? What exactly do you need to do?
Okay. So, by building a brand, first, I think what I can do is I would use myself as an example. Maybe down the conversation, I can use other artists as well as an example. But when I talk about building a brand, is because when you start releasing music, you get followers. The followers, they're following you entirely just to listen to the music. Yeah. But since you have a huge following, that people like your music, then you can turn that fan base into a market, an audience that you can turn them into people who can buy a product. For example, I can be Malinga, the artist who makes music, and I have 1 million followers, and I can turn those 1 million followers into customers by selling t-shirts written Malinga. I hope you understand
Yeah,
the trickery here. Yeah. So
yeah, yeah.
so by branding, it all goes to, because I realize other artists they take some things lightly. It all goes beyond to, because music is a showbiz business. So being a showbiz business, it's more like we sell people a dream. By doing this, I would give an example where most artists sell out when they get famous, they get all the hype. This because you also need to put in a fact of exclusivity. You don't have to be too common in a way that you need to give people a reason to buy your product. For example, let's say I stay in area 18. I do music and I do, let's say, partying, drinking, and I'm always drinking in area 18. So because people in area 18 see me every day, my value goes low because I'm not special, because they can get to me anytime they feel like. Which means if I happen to have a show in Area 18, the turn up might be low because people will be like, okay, I saw him yesterday for free. Today, he wants me to pay him 10,000 to see him. If I don't go to the show today, I'll still see him tomorrow for free. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, yeah, I get it.
Yeah. So when you're creating an image, you need to find your target audience, and you need to flip that around and find a common ground where you need to merge the talent and the brand. Yeah.
Mhm.
So when you create a brand, that's what you sell while the talent is still making music. Yeah.
Okay. I understand the exclusivity part.
Mm.
How you said you live in Area 18, but then that means that Area 18 people can't really support you or rate you the same way, say, someone from Blantyre would, because they see
Yes.
you often. But then
Yes.
we often
Mm.
say Malawi. Malawi is a
Mm.
very small country. It's
Mm-hmm.
very hard to, okay, not very
Mm.
hard, but it is a bit hard
Mm.
to stay hidden. We make
Yes, of
jokes
course.
on
Mm.
social media, Kuti. The moment you
Mm.
date a person from Blantyre, it's over for you,
Mm.
you know,
Yes, yes,
because
of course.
everybody knows,
Mm.
everybody knows you. So
Yeah.
in that case, how does that look like as an artist? Kuti, you live in a country that's very small where pretty
Mm.
much everyone knows everyone.
Mm.
Um, and how do you navigate exclusivity like that? Or is it
Mm.
a compromise? Kuti, if
Mm.
you want exclusivity, you have to kind of tell yourself, Kuti, okay, that
Mm.
means Kuti, I'm gonna miss out on
Mm.
these other
Mm.
events and activities, and I won't have to show up because the moment I show up,
Mm.
I mess up with my brand. Like, what
Yes,
does it
yes. I would say compromise. That's another big factor that has to come in. We can't run away from it because our industry, no matter how small it is, we still have to find a way to navigate through it. So, as an artist, I would say one way or the other, you can't run away from compromise. Meaning to say, I might be interested to take part in some things, but I just can't because I am not a regular person. I'm a brand. I'm an artist. Yeah, you understand. So what happens is, for example, problem with if you don't compromise and avoid some things, you might end up. Let's just assume this. There's a there's a certain activity happening. Let's say people are having demonstrations. I can take part the demonstrations as a citizen, but what the newspaper will write They will not look at me as a citizen. They'll look at me as a celebrity who is organizing a demonstration. And that can change the whole narrative of the story,
Mm,
you know? Yeah. So one way or the other, compromise has to be there. And also, I always tell artists when I meet them to say, when you're creating a brand, it's something that doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. You need to move in steps. Yeah.
mm,
Because when you're an upcoming artist, you have a small fan base. There's no reason to be exclusive because you don't have a product to sell to them. Because the natural psychology of the people who buy products. People buy what they know. They don't buy what they don't know. Meaning to say, I can release a shoe brand, let's say Malinga shoes, and then put it in a store where there's Nike. People buy Nike because they know Nike. Yeah.
mm,
So some stages of so there are different stages of how we can do things. When you're an upcoming artist, what you're trying to do is put the music out there, make yourself available. But when the brand is getting there, that's when you can compromise and say, okay, so now the brand is big enough. That's this I can do, this I can do, this I can do, this I can do. Because, for example, with the power of social media, a career can be created instantly and can be lost instantly as well. So
mm.
it's a pretty thin line whereby as an artist, you need to know at what stage you are so that you can handle such things accordingly.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. All right. I
Mm,
love that. For the
mm,
people just joining us, as you've heard, don't be a
mm,
patalapata person. Choose where you want
mm,
to be, right? If
mm,
you have any questions, please write them in the comment section, or you can hold on to it and then you can ask him later on in the program.
mm,
But moving on, you said
mm,
something about the power
mm,
of social media. Now that brings us into
mm.
digital marketing
Yeah.
and trying to understand how you have
Mm,
used social media and other digital platforms to grow
yeah.
your brand and the ways in which you could say your brand has grown as well as a
Mm,
result
mm.
of using these platforms.
Okay. So on that topic, I will start from, uh, I'll go a little bit back in the times when I was more like an upcoming artist. So I'm like one of the few artists who stand between uh, old school music and new school because I started recording music somewhere around 2007. So from 2007 up until 2010, 11, 12, social media wasn't a thing. So
Mm,
back in the days, music was very difficult to distribute because the only way to distribute the music was somebody has to get your CD or you need to get some radio airplays. So, like I say, people don't buy what they don't know, meaning to say, back in the days, if you release the music, you put them in a CD, you're trying to sell them in the street, nobody's going to buy that stuff because they don't know who you are. Yeah.
mm,
So, when social media came, uh, it was a new thing to us, especially artists. So it was more like, oh, now we can upload our music somewhere and people can just download them. So I
yeah.
think it started with we had websites like Reverb Nation. So those kind of websites before all these MalawiMusic.com, da 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 da, and then so when we started uploading the music, where we could get people to get the downlink was especially Facebook. Yeah,
Mm,
when Facebook was just the coolest thing for the youth when back in the time. Yeah, so we realized, mind you, we never had anyone to teach us how to handle all this. It was all learning through mistakes and everything. Yeah, so
mhm,
when social media started becoming a thing, and we are distributing the music, sharing the link on Facebook posts, and people, they click the link, they download everything. So now we realize that I don't necessarily have to make physical copies of my CD to get the music out there. I just have to
mm,
make sure I have enough followers so that when I post my link, they can click the link and they can get the songs anyway. Yeah.
mm,
Now, and also because social media created a bridge for us to reach out to the fans who are far from where we are. And it
mm,
also created a platform where the fans can give feedback. Like you
mhm,
drop a song today, the fans will come and comment, oh, this song is good, this song is good, and then but I feel like this second verse he didn't do well. So I would be honest with you as an artist, I come and read all those comments. I don't read on them, I don't read them just to say to understand, to enjoy the hype or whatsoever. I'm trying to understand what people think about the song, you know. So
Mm.
that's the power of social media, because if somebody corrected me to say this song wasn't done well, I'm going back to the studio and fix that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the power that it also changed the creativity part in a
Mm.
positive way and also in a bad way. Because in a bad way, as I'm saying, you might be, let's say, having some musical rivals, and the fans of your rival can come and comment something bad about your song, and you don't have to take it anyway, because they are not commenting
Mm.
based on the truth. They're just trying to upset you because they don't like you, you know. So,
Yeah.
so social media affected the talent side because it nurtured what we can create, and also on the marketing side, it also created a platform whereby people would come to follow us musicians just so they can listen to new music. And also, that's when companies are also coming in, because me, as an artist, I have more followers than a certain company, and the company wants to advertise their product so they can. If they post it on their page, nobody's gonna see it. But if I post it on my page, everybody's gonna see it. That's where digitalization and social media also uh, affected positively on the music. So in general, it's a great thing that we encountered.
Wow, that's awesome. I love how
Mm.
you took us pretty much on a journey from how music started. Like you mentioned Reverb Nation. I was like, yo, but you used to have
Mm.
Reverb Nation.
Yes, back
It's
in the
like
days.
we've
Yeah.
completely forgotten Kuli that was a thing. Um,
Yes. Mm.
I want to
Mm.
get into collaborations because I feel like it's
Mm.
something that has been very
Mm.
instrumental in your career.
Mm.
Like personally, I
Mm.
knew you, or
Mm.
maybe I should say I got interested, like who's this dude when I listened to Levels, right? Especially
Mm.
the
Yeah.
remix where you featured Masalba, Feral Kiss, and them.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and now you've done
Mm.
a huge song with
Mm.
a Jamaican artist with Jahmiel.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm saying
Mm.
that well. With
Yeah,
Jahmiel
it's Jahmiel. Yeah, Jahmiel. Yes.
on the song "You and I," right, which is
Mm-hmm.
also part
Mm.
of your Bachelor of Arts EP. Now,
Yeah.
I feel like that's a journey in itself where you've moved from
Mm.
working with local
Mm.
artists
Mm.
to just pretty much skipping the entire continent. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. Yeah.
most people, it's usually a journey. They'll do Malawi and then they'll do
Mm.
Zambia, maybe
Mm.
Tanzania, and then they'll start exploring other countries as well outside of the continent. But for you, you
Mm.
just over the whole thing, and I feel like that's a journey in itself. And I
Yeah.
want to understand
Mm.
how you go about
Mm.
collaborations from the
Mm.
perspective of choosing who
Mm.
to work with so that
Mm.
your brand is not compromised and is instead propelled by who you
Mm.
work.
Yeah. 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 Okay. When it comes to collaborations, the main focus is I'm trying to tap into a new market in general. Yeah. So if I collaborate with an artist, it's and mostly it's because you have a different audience than the people that listen to my music all the time. Yeah.
Mm,
So so with that being said, that means when I'm, let's say, when I'm in studio working on a song, and then if we see to say this song can tap into an Afrobeat market,
mm,
it's a good idea to feature an Afrobeat artist, you know, because then this song will tap into their space. At the end of the day, I'll get new fans. Yeah. Because there'll be people who will listen to that artist. They've never heard of me, but they have downloaded the song because their artist is there. And then they listen to my part, they'll be like, yeah, this guy sounds cool as well. So maybe let's check out his music. Yeah.
yeah.
So that's the main target when we are doing the collaborations. It's entirely tapping into the new market. So
Mhm.
in for example, the example you gave me, you mentioned the collaboration I did with Jahmiel. Most people didn't understand the true purpose behind it. Jahmiel is a very big established dance artist from Jamaica. Yeah.
Mm,
But his biggest numbers, they are not only in Jamaica. Mind you, Jamaica is a country which population is, I think they just got 2 million now, which means it's a small country. We are bigger than them. Yeah.
yeah.
But the impact of the Jamaican culture, dance and reggae in general, these artists, they are listened to worldwide. Europe, America, Africa, So
Mm.
when I was working with Jahmiel, my target wasn't that Jahmiel should make me famous in Jamaica. No.
Mm.
Yeah. Because if you talk about dance or music in Jamaica in general, trust me, I know I am talented. Most fans love my music here in Malawi, but I can tell you in Jamaica, that's a very competitive market. So Jamaica wasn't the target. The target was where Jahmiel gets most of his streams and most of his money through music, which is Europe. Yeah. So the target was I was using Jahmiel so that he can expose me to his European market. So now, what's my identity first? As a dance artist from Africa, the biggest asset I have is African, being an African. Yeah.
Mm.
So when we were creating the song, we even had some parameters to say, this is how the song has to be. Yeah, because it was easy for me and Jeremy, being two dance artists, to just record a badman hardcore dance song, which
Mm.
will tap into the market of people who listen to us anyway. Yeah. But he even hinted out to say, you know what, Malinga, your biggest strength is you are from Africa. And globally, Africans don't realize that the whole Europe is hunting for African music because the most trending of music in right now is Afrobeat. That's the highest trending uh, sound right now. Afrobeat, Thoko Amapiano. So it's like Africa is conquering the globe right now. So he
Mm.
came up with the idea to say, the song we're about to make, I sent him a lot of beats and he said, how about you give me an Afrobeat song? Reason being, I will market Jahmiel in Malawi as an international artist, and Jahmiel will market me in Jamaica as he collaborated with another international artist. So if we did hardcore dancehall, Jamaicans would think I'm Jamaican. It's just like Jahmiel did the song with the Jamaican. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Yeah.
we so we blended it in to say, okay, you are from Jamaica. I'm from Malawi. We both do dancehall, but the identity of Africa is Afrobeat. That's why we did a dancehall song on an Afrobeat song. So when we released that song, the target market was outside Malawi and outside Jamaica because Jahmiel is satisfied with the streams from Jamaica. I am satisfied with the streams from Malawi. We are both trying to penetrate on the international market. He's there already, but he is more like pushing me, dragging me with him. So I was just more like tagging along. That's why that song was more like a bit successful. That's the song that was listened to mostly in countries I've never been listened to before.
Mm.
Yeah, so that's the power of collaborations.
Wow, like
Mm,
you've actually even touched into things I was gonna ask you, which I
mm,
like.
yeah.
But another thing that I noticed when I was listening to the song was that you sang in Chichewa
Yes.
in some bits you were singing in Chichewa, which I felt was
Mm,
very important because I've noticed a
mm,
lot of artists do this thing where the
mm,
moment they feature an artist from another country, they start
mhm,
sounding like that
mm.
particular person. Now I want to
Yeah.
understand how, I don't know if
Mm,
it's a confidence thing, a strategy thing, but
mm,
how you keep your identity as an artist,
mm,
as a brand
mm,
when you're collaborating with people from other
mm.
countries.
Yeah. I'll tell you, it was all on purpose. We did that on purpose. So dating back, before that, I'll give you another example. Maybe there's another song I did. Maybe you might not have listened to it because it was only strictly for the dancer fans directly. I was also featured on a certain rhythm from Jamaica by a producer named Crash Dame. He has produced a lot of songs for the likes of Idonia, Vibes Cartel. So he gave me the rhythm. I hope you know what I mean when I say rhythm.
Yeah. Oh my God. Come on now. Please
I just have to
explain
be sure.
it. Yeah, I
So
know. Yeah.
these guys, they gave me a rhythm, yeah, to
Mm,
say, no, we have discovered this artist is from Malawi, is very good. We want him on the rhythm. So they approached me, they say, we have this rhythm, we have already recorded artists like DeMarco, Idonia, etc. So we want you to be on the rhythm. So they sent me the rhythm. I listened to it, the beat was really nice. So I went to
mm,
the studio, I was recording with Kahbi. So we recorded the song, but what I did is I went full in
mm,
the part of the Jamaican language and English,
mm,
So When I sent them the song for them to mix, they called me back to say, "Yo, we love the song, but would very much like if you could incorporate your language as well, because we picked you up because we listened to a song you did. We didn't understand what you were saying, but we liked how it sounded." And he quoted Billy Younger vibes because he heard Billy Younger song. And he was like, "This guy is just doing this random styles." So it was more like the Chichewa sounded too good to them. And it was more like it will bring the difference in the rhythm to say, you can listen to DeMarco, who's Jamaican, you can listen to Vybz Cartel, and then you play the next song, you'll be like, no, 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 this guy is not singing Patois. He's
Mm.
definitely not Jamaican. Who is he? So it was more like it's like whistling in a park, whereby everybody would turn around to say, "Did somebody whistle?" You know what I mean? So they
Yeah.
wanted me to be different, yeah,
Hmm.
to
Yeah.
be in my comfort zone, to be different. I don't necessarily have to put the whole song in English. I have to put Chichewa somewhere there so that people can distinguish me from the Jamaicans. Because if I do English, I'll just be another upcoming artist from Jamaica. If I do mix with my language, it'll be like, no, this guy is not Jamaican. You get
Mm.
what I mean? So
Yeah.
coming from that project, when I was working with Jahmiel, yeah, couple
Hmm.
times because before recording this project, we met when he came to Malawi, so we become friends. We've been calling each other, blah blah blah. So he was more like he was very much curious to say, "Dude, you know, your language sounds really exotic and sounds dope." It's like how I was talking on this other interview to say, when I listen to songs by these kids from North, for example, Mecha, you know,
Mm.
I don't understand the full tumbuka, but the song sounds dope, even though I don't know what he's saying. You know what I mean? So because music is is a universal language, nobody should tie you down on what language you can sing, as long as, because music is just melodies. If you put nice melodies, the song can go anywhere.
Mm.
Think of one of the biggest hits, Jerusalem. I don't even know what they sing about, but it's a big song. Cristiano Ronaldo was posting about it. He didn't even sing it in English. You know what I mean? So, which
Hmm.
means you can do whatever you want as long as the product is artistically good. Yeah. So, back to the project. So, when DJ Slay made the beat, I did the chorus in Chichewa on purpose. Reason being, Malawians should understand it fully. Another reason, Jamaicans should know that I'm not Jamaican.
Mm.
That was the idea.
Okay. Wow,
Mm.
there's so much strategy to it. I don't
Yeah.
know if people are getting as mind blown as I am. If you are and you have any questions, remember you can
Mm,
ask your questions.
mm,
This is the time.
mm,
There's give or take 10 minutes remaining to the program. So if you have any
mm,
questions, feel free to raise your hand. While we're
mm,
waiting for that,
mm.
I want to continue with the program.
Yeah.
Um, there's something I wanted to ask. Yes, working with
Mm,
Jahmiel still.
mm,
I
mm.
feel like I understand everything you said, the strategy behind it, but there
Yeah.
hasn't been much on
Mm.
um, how you actually got in contact with him, which is something that
Ah,
I also feel is important. Like the
yeah,
times
yeah.
when people want to work with certain artists, maybe there's people that want to work with you, but they don't
Mm,
really understand how to navigate that.
yeah.
Walusunga, I've seen your hand. You're going to come up next after this, but Malinga,
Mm.
please take the floor.
Okay. Okay. So how I get to link up with Jamil, first of all, as an artist, like I was saying earlier, so visibility is the most important thing, you know? You
Hmm.
can people can believe what you are if they can see it. For example, if I contact a producer from Jamaica and I say I'm a dancer artist from Malawi, the first thing before they listen to my music is they will look at my numbers, you know? Because if you say you're a top dance artist, they need to visit your social media pages and see you have the best numbers in the country indeed. You know, like remember when I said that first to say brands and companies work with you based on hype, not how talented you are. Yeah.
Hmm.
So uh, because as a dance artist, I've tried to reach out to so many producers. I've recorded some songs with, from different rhythms. So Jamil heard about my music before, you know, and
Hmm.
I was surprised as well because that's why I was like, yeah, then we need to be careful there because you never know where the song will get, you know.
Hmm.
So how we linked up, I'll tell you a little story. Jamil was performing in Malawi at the Hangout Festival. Yeah.
Hmm.
in Salima. On the same day, I had three shows. I was performing at Henry Caesar's album launch. Then I was performing at Tumaini the same night. And lastly, I was supposed to drive to Salima to perform at the Hangout Festival. So after performing at Henry Caesar's show, me and my manager were driving to Tumaini. Then I was on my phone checking some statuses from people. Then I saw people posted a lot of videos of a certain interview of Jahmiel. So Jahmiel was being interviewed by some TV station, and they were like, why are you in Malawi? Are you planning to work with any Malawian artists? So he was like, yeah, still, but I don't know any artists. Then he asked, is Malinga from here? Then
Mm,
the lady was interviewing and said, yeah, Malinga is a dance artist from Malawi. So it's like he saw my name on the flyer, and it came to his mind. He saw me on the poster, and it came to his mind because he has seen my music before, just on the
mm,
dance or circles globally. So so now when I saw that interview, I was like, I really need to meet this guy. For the fact that he has recognized me, I really need to meet him. So when I
mm,
drove to Salima, when I arrived at Kabumba, I think where the show was happening. So the security guys and my team was passing through the security check. They were like, dude, Jahmiel is not sleeping here, but he said when you get here, you should call him. He wants to watch your performance. You know,
mm,
I was mind blown and I was excited. So I go to one of the rooms, the hotel rooms they reserved for us. So me and my brother, we were just my brothers and my manager, we were just chilling in the cottage, and then somebody knocks on the door. I open it. This is Jahmiel.
mm,
So I was very much excited, that groupie kind of excitement, yeah. So we chatted, we talked, and when I was going on stage, he wore a mask. So people didn't know that he was literally behind me on the stage. My whole performance, people didn't know that because he was wearing a ski mask. Yeah? After the
mm,
performance, then later on he came on stage to perform. He even called me on stage, so I performed. So after that, I was driving back the same day. He was still at the lake. The next day when he got in Lilongwe, because we exchanged the numbers in Salima. So when he gave me his number, then we talked when he was in Lilongwe. We had lunch together at, I think it was Augusta. So I called DJ Slay, a bunch of guys from my team. So we are just chilling
mm,
there. Then he came up with the idea, what, dude, we need to make a song together. Yeah. So I was like,
mm,
yeah, sure. So he said, when I'm back in Jamaica, send me some beats. We should make a song.
mm,
So I told is the one who made the beat for you and I. So I sent him a lot of beats, dance, and we recorded actually three songs. So the one we released was the last one to record. But he
mm,
liked it very much because it was Afrobeat, which means him back in Jamaica, it's something exotic to say, oh, Jahmiel has recorded on an Afrobeat song
mm,
with an artist from Africa. So to me, it's more like he introduced me there as an international artist, while he's an international artist here as well. So that's how the whole song came about, and that's how we built our friendship. And then that song opened a lot of doors for me because Jahmiel was pushing it as well. His record label cleared it, and they submitted it in all playlists in Europe, Germany, in all the countries. And that attracted other artists as well to work with me, and it also attracted other producers. So right now, I've recorded over 10 songs with Jamaican artists, Jamaican producers, just because they are trying to work with me without charging me because they believe the song can be big someday. And because if Jahmiel trusted me, they can trust me as well. Yeah. So that's how very important that collaboration was. And also from the streams, it brought me a lot of money, more than any of my songs ever.
mm.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, man.
Yeah,
That's
because
like,
the charges for streams are different from continents or countries, I would say in general. Here in
mm,
Malawi, we don't get paid very much from the streams because most of our listeners, for example, on YouTube, you watch the songs, but you don't see any adverts. But if you go to other countries,
yeah.
videos, you watch adverts. So it's the ads that brings a lot of money. So because Jahmiel was posting the song regularly, people in England were listening to it. People in Europe were listening to it. So I made more. It could be the streams are not as big as my other songs, but the streams are more valuable than my whole musical catalog. Yeah,
Mm. Ooh,
yeah,
that's a flex, man. That is
yeah.
a flex. Like, I did not seek him out. He sought me out. That's so dope. There's
Yeah,
more questions
yeah.
I wish I could ask, but I did promise that the
Mm,
floor would be going to Walusungu, who is one of
mhm,
our listeners and has a question for you. Walusungu, the time is yours now.
Um, Thank you very much. So Malinga,
mm,
I have two questions for you.
mm,
One is related. It's something that has to do with upcoming artists.
mm, mm,
We've seen upcoming artists in Malawi,
mm,
especially in the dance circles, coming
mm,
up, and then when they get to a certain point,
mm,
they people start comparing them to you,
mm,
and then what usually follows is that after they start
mm,
comparing them to you, that upcoming artist,
mm,
whoever it is, doesn't stay in the
mm,
industry for more than 2 years. It's just a month,
mm,
sometimes 6 months, and then after
mm,
that, we stop hearing of them.
mm,
So, what do you
mm,
think
mm,
are some of the ways that
mm,
upcoming artists can employ in order to prevent
mm,
such things from happening? That's one.
mm.
Two,
Okay. Mm,
I wanted to get your opinion on
mm,
you have a very big, and I've been following you for a very long time, since 2020 to
mm, mm,
2013. And one of the songs that
mm,
was big then is Friends Before Fame,
mm,
which to me I consider as your best song
mm,
ever. So I wanted to
mm,
get your
mm,
opinion if you have the same sentiments as well.
mm.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay. All right. All right, Chad. Um, I'm right. The first question, uh, what people can do to avoid that? Okay, I'll tell you this. Dancehall, the difference, dancehall is different from all kinds of music in the world because dancehall has the most loyal fan base. By saying this, it means if you like Vibes Cartel, you love Vibes Cartel, you hate Movado. Even if Movado does a song with Michael Jackson, you won't even. So, that being said, dancehall, because it's a type of genre that comes from war, battles all the time. So, I think I realized the problem with the industry here in Malawi is because I have the biggest fan base. When an artist rises up, a very good, talented artist, when fans start comparison, mind you, I'll also tell you what I noticed. I realized most of these comparisons, they are not done based on just that the artist is rising. They are mostly done by a camp that lost to a battle a long time ago, but still they can't switch to my side. Like I said, Dancer has the most loyal fan base. So these are haters who would never like any of my songs, but they have to find somebody to rival me with. So now the problem is when these rival fans pick a new artist to versus me against. If the artist is not releasing as much songs as they expected, and there's a new artist rising, they will move to the new artist. So there is a high chance that it's not like I killed somebody's career. The chance is the fans that were pushing you, they were not your fans. They were just people who don't like the artist they're versing you with. You know what I mean? So which means if they loved artist A and Afoga, they will start loving artist B. Artist B jagamba forward, they will move to artist C. Meaning to say, and how see Dwaj, and about to the high dinner again, different Beshojuga for a short period, but they have moved on if only they find a new champion. You know what I mean? So to avoid that, that's why I always say, and I also made a personal decision to say, I'm never entertaining any unnecessary rivalries in music because I realize me musically as an artist, there's a high chance that I might be an idol to many of these artists who are rising up. But what I don't want to do is I want these artists to make money to earn a living with their music. Therefore, I don't have to watch their careers die just because somebody got to their head and encouraged them to go verses with me. So what I do is if there's an artist, somebody is trying to rival them with me, I immediately jump and support the artist because you'd be shamed if you're pushing a verses to an artist whom I'm posting his music as well. Because at the end of the day, I don't want these artists career to die out just because a hater wina wake wa 2001 and akalogea bendine. And then your career dies out before it go to your head. That's why I support all the new artists so that that same old 2010 hater can't use my artists and make their careers die out just because artists working in 2010 never made it out. That's what I would say. Yeah. Number two, you were talking about Friends Before Fame being one of my biggest song in my catalog. I would say, yeah, Friends Before Fame is a very big song, and I'll tell you the reason why. When you're making music, we have two types of songs. You have a good song and you have a hit song. Yeah. A hit song, in my candy time frame. You never hit a period, and it has to die out. A good song will run forever. So Friends Before Fame is a good song that turned out to be a hit song. I'll give you another example of a hit song that is not a good song. Yeah, from my own catalog. Let's say Arasi. Arasi is a hit song. Come 2030, you will not be listening to Arasi. But there's a high chance you will listen to Friends Before Fame because Friends Before Fame is a good song. Arasi is a hit song. So you love it very much. So when you're, as an artist, when you are lucky to have a good song turning into a hit song, that's a bomb. That song will go far. If you make a good song become a hit song, it will go far. But if you keep on making hit songs, you are forced to make a lot of them to stay relevant. If you make good songs, they will stay forever. One Love by Bob Marley, a song from the 80s. Till today, you play it in a nightclub, it's a good song. You know, people will listen to it. But whenever if you remember, when it's played in a club, you'll be like, dude, this song was a big hit in 2011 because it was a hit song, but not a good song. That's how I justify it. I hope I've answered everything you wanted.
Oh, I think we have a little connectivity problem there.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. Yeah, you've answered everything.
Perfect. Now I understand.
Is there anyone else that has a question before we bring this thing to a close? Is there anybody else? It seems the room is quiet. Me, I move fast. So back to you, Malinga. For the last question of the day, I do see that it is 7 p.m. We're actually going over time. Do you have any advice to other artists on how to use social media and other digital platforms more effectively, as well as how to approach collaboration strategically? I know you already touched on these two, but I want to take it from an angle of you maybe taking on the big brother role and saying, my guy, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do.
Yeah. Okay. The social media approach, I would say, be careful with social media. Social media can make you, social media can break you. Yeah. Because I know I've seen people use this phrase, there is no bad publicity. Trust me, there is bad publicity. Yeah. So you don't have to do funny things just to make it. Focus on the talent. Focus on the talent and avoid all the noise. I will tell you this, if it's possible, stay away from the life of scandals because if they hurt your career, you'll be done. And it's very difficult to come back when people don't like you anymore. You know what I mean? So use social media wisely and be careful how you handle it because it can break and damage your career. I've seen artists rise, and there was this whole issue over the social media where an artist was on an interview. He was saying, "Oh, these artist people are namutuluga, sabvegaso, magud, yeah." So all I'm saying is be careful with how you handle social media. Don't let it get to your head. Yeah. Don't make it lose your morals. You can still make music without doing any of this nonsense. Yeah. Number one. Number two, what was the other thing you want? Oh, the issue approach my collaborations. My collaborations in the Bubwede dance soprano. If there's an other artist listening, or if you can share to this upcoming artist. As an upcoming artist, don't do paid collaborations. As an upcoming artist, don't release albums. Don't release an EP. You can't be but T Junction saying, "Oh, an upcoming artist, this is my album." That album was very expensive to produce, but you don't have a fan base. People don't buy what they don't know. Number two, collaborations. Don't do collaborations unless you have a fan base to share with the artist you are working with. Because if you try to work with Malinga, I can charge you. You pay me, but the song still won't go anywhere. You are an upcoming artist, your music is not making money, and you are paying another artist to record with. Meaning to say, save your money, work on your songs. Yeah. A talent is CBC, you will make it anyway. I always give an example of Guillermo. Guillermo came out of nowhere, all the way from GC. Yeah. He came out of nowhere, no collaborations, no whatsoever. Boom, he's a big artist now. So meaning to say, focus on your talent. Yeah. If you drama people, focus on making solo projects up until your brand is solidified. When you approach an upcoming a big artist will listen to your music and tell you, you know what? I think I can collaborate with you. You don't have to charge me. Because when big artists are charging young artists, it's because you are trying to ride the wave I created over the years. To be the Malinga I am today, I started recording 2007. This is 2025 nearly. So we're talking of a career of over 16 years. So you can't just record your 2 songs and think you record with me and think I'll make you famous. You skip the 16 years I spent to be where I am. That's why I will charge you. Because I will charge you, you are trying to jump the line. But it's not guaranteed the song will be a hit. It's not guaranteed that I will make you famous. What will make you famous is patience and time. Because my artists and they run away from this. Keep recording. The biggest asset you have as an artist is the talent. You keep recording, you keep practicing, as we say, sounding ngati mpira. Dada sumagayiselera pakamuzu stadium itadzaza. Dada domagayiselera kuseri. Akateka ukampangana pakamuzu stadium itadzaza. Yeah. So keep working on yourself, keep building your talent, focus on the songs. When you record the songs, imazafika nthawi yoti nyimbo zija zimango nyamo kazoka. I'll give an example of myself. Ndingangolemba nyimbo recording basi zigawana ni friends zizienda up until I started receiving calls. I never approached any radio DJ. They started looking for me because they were like, we had this kid, we need to find him. One random day I just received a call. Hey, is this Malinga? Yes, my name is James Gumbwe. I'm from Radio 2. I need your music. My name is Joy Nat. I'm from Radio this. I need your music. So I realized most people kind of skip the line because they're more interested in the fame. That's why they say, we start music today, it doesn't work like that. You need to take it slow, take your time, because the biggest moment you need to cherish is being an upcoming artist, because as an upcoming artist, there is nobody who is watching you. There's nobody who will criticize your music. Because hit emotes, if you didn't prepare enough as an upcoming artist, the next songs will be trash. Malawians will forget you. That's what I can say.
Wow, that's brilliant advice as well. Like, I'm not an artist. I don't do music, but even me in that consider. And I really appreciate you for that. I appreciate you for taking the time to speak with us. Us too, yeah, upcoming. But you really took the time to come and speak to us, to speak to our audience, participate in our program. And that means so much to the Vwaza team. And I'm sure it also meant a lot to the audience that has joined us today, and the audience that also patronized the show on YouTube. To the audience, I hope this was an honest, a practical, and inspiring session that has helped you. If it hasn't, I don't know what to say to you. I really don't know what to say to you. But the time is now 7 minutes past the hour of 7. We have come to the end of the program. I would like to appreciate you, Malinga, and also the rest audience as well for being with us today. Until we do this another time, as for the recording, this will be shared on our YouTube. It's Vwaza Multimedia on Friday. So keep your eyes out for. Oh, Show Prince has a question. Do you have time? I feel like let's start there, guy. Do you have time? Because
I know it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We can still spare some extra 5-10 minutes. It's fine.
Awesome. Show Prince, the time is yours. Show Prince, was it an accident? Ah, there we go.
Je wajitega.
Zabobo.
Okay, boss. Ineo ndingofisa kunena kuti okay, bali upcoming ambiri amvizika zonena zokuti kuimba inde yakuimba poe koma amapezeka kuti akukumana ndi anthu ena kuti ndifuna ndizikuthandiza music yako undipase ndrama mwakuti one amapezeka zoti upcoming ucha muchulia ndrama yoti sangakwanitse amapezeka zoti wapereka ndrama zija kwa olangata kupempha kulabwe amatha kupezeka walipira maartist akuluakulu aja maartist aja nkupezeka zonena zoti ndrama ija angomudyera sanatani sana apange nawo kulabwe ija amapezeka zotena kuti nkhani yake imangotha basi mosadziwika bwino sinanga maartist aja ndakuluakulu kale ola asumira amapezeka zoti boma ijeni ukoti kuja zakakomerewo nde apo upcoming utolangiza zotani zokhuzana ndi mbali imeneyo kuti azipewe motani olo kuti athe kupanga solution yanje akukonza kwake angakonze motani.
Okay, ndikuyankha straightforward. Like I was saying before,
yes.
Run away from collaborations with big artists. Like I said, a big artist is not coming to help you unless big artists you're going to discover a kawagusaga and rest and then nyimbo mfano unagundufuna ndimuganda. You understand? Meaning to say the talent is coming forward before you also originally just said. Number two, use the power of social media. Do you know what I don't know if you noticed, don't say there's a high chat in TikTok. Do you know look about TikTok about your mama on video and tell me talk man video ya muntu na goti ilindi like emoji.
As well.
Do you know what is that's the TikTok algorithm. Because ukuma ndi nyimbo yako ineyo iwe sona ndipange share. Sindima kupanga follow. Kwa TikTok wacha ndibeza. You understand? So meaning to say, that's the power of social media. My platform ngara ina TikTok watch. I've really seen shit because ineyo nyimbo yako je kuzo kundipezabe oloso usana mulipire muntu. For the TikTok uyo ndikuiza bando yanga, ndikuona na video ina Ronaldo janja gena ngamza kwa manandi yako. Ndakuona kuimba bwina will stop there. You understand? Yeah. So keep putting the music out there, but minimize spending in ndalama pazinto zote sizi kubweresera ndalama gaye. Want to say? Like you are upcoming artist, uimba nyimbo. Chimenonga kwanitsa what I want you not to compromise on. At least ku studio. Imba studio nyimbo iveke bwino. At least I'm sure ninapanga ku studio kuzo kuipeza. Koma zino ngati ma music video yo libe chifuka chitoka jambule music video ya budget ngati ndiweke okay. On the set. Work with what you have. Pusha nyimbo zijate ma video uzipanga ulipa deni ukakoma vena ukafuna ujambula ma video uzitumiza na nyimbo ziyemata ku blow out of nowhere. Because TikTok usisanga kuti awandochuka kale kale naye. Izi pezabe nyimbo ichi. On the set. So focus on zinonga zozo and avoid kulipira ndalama pa malo kuti ndrama sibwerera immediately. Because ndili mene ndi ne ndikuzinyama na ndrama ukamulipira Vibes Cartel. Because ndizo zoti ndikudziwa kapangidwe kake kuti ndichamangisa bwanyi ndrama ichebwerera. Yes.
Yeah.
So focus on yourself. And try to know the artist wangu usanga kuchukitse. Kuchuka ale somo zichukitsa weka. Jefodi wewe kuzoimba ndine nyimbo je ndili panga post. Koma anthu ngati we talent yako siya kupsya bwino ayimvera nyimbo Jefodi muli Malinga. Angomvera verse yanga je ndimvera verse yako jamaa. Idilira nyimbo wewe unandilipira. Nyimbo je moyo wako sona sindi. Ukhalabe get. Ndivese set.
Yes.
So avoid makolabo. Musapemphe makolabo kwa artist akulu. Weka ningaye hapa nti talent jemetofika yoka. What I think panova. Talent jarani. Yapsha. Because anthu ambiri imavuta ndiphuma. Mafuna kuti ndayamba lero ku school kwathadziwe suri ndayamba sound ndichuke mawa. It doesn't work like that. If I can make an example, 2007 in the number of studio, my biggest hit, you know, Malawi kufunza tukuli mfano kama imba dance, Malinga Mafia. Then I got ready mkawaji dance officer. Dance officer, that was 2012. From 2007. So kuliza kabisa cinema imba, ni maimba abe. After that, another was a friend before in 2013. You look at nyimbo ngata jina levels, that was 2016. So kwa hiyo ngana gabu jandu na ambira 2007 kucha gabu jandi ambili. But do you know what I learned? As an upcoming artist, I spend more time in studio kulemba nyimbo ndili upcoming artist. Mene ndinkaza chuga na ndine muntu utawambili before upcoming uja. Ndindi experience ambili. So ndimakanga ndabwera ndine mfano wanyowani koma people don't know kuti ndi 5 years experience amvesese anthu andiyang'ana ngati kamwana kuti asakubwera kamfana kenake koma kamfana kamene munenako mukhoza kapatsa maiki ndokapatsa rhythm kakupa zomveka alisazidabona se mwana yaganiza bwanji osadziwa kuti mwana mukunenayo ali ndi nyimbo 100 kumbuyo kuzoti simunazimvere amvesese so practice more run away from my collabos.
Okay.
Sure.
Mbambani. Nakupa nabuzi. Ziko mukombe.
Cheers.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for that one. I feel like that's actually a very good outro, unless there's someone else that has a question. If not, I think Inenda Tanzigagari.
Yeah. Sure.
When you've done the outros, Malinga, you've done your outro as well. You gave us very good advice. Once again, thank you so much for your time. I really, really, really appreciate that. For the audience, the session will be available on YouTube where you can get to rewatch this. In case you want Malinga to advise you again, you'll find this episode on YouTube and it'll be up there on Friday. So my name is Thoko. I've been your host for today. We have come to the end of the show. This is goodbye.
Yeah, push. Bye.